for joining me again today. In today's video, we are going to do a comparison between the Chanel rectangular mini flap and the Chanel small boy bag. I will first give you an overview of the two bags, then I will go over the pros and cons for each. I will also talk about the wear and tear, and finally, I will be modeling the bag so you can see how it looks on me. By the way, I'm 6'4". No, 5'4". Before I start, just a bit of background why I'm making this video. I got the Chanel bag first. After that, I was interested in adding a Chanel mini to my collection, but I wasn't sure if they are too similar. When I was doing my research on YouTube, I had a hard time to find a comparison video for the two bags. So if you are considering which one to get or whether to get both, I hope this video can help you decide. With enough being said, let's go ahead and get started. This is the Chanel mini flap and this is the Chanel boy bag. Both are in caviar leather with chevron pattern. The mini is in shiny silver hardware and the boy is in shiny light gold hardware. I'll start off with the dimension of each bag. So for the Chanel mini flap, the length is from here to here about 8 inches. The width from here to here is about 2.5, and then the height of the bag is from here to here is about 4.5, and the length of the strap from here, the top of the chain, to the top of the bag is about 22 inches. The weight of the bag is about 1.1 pounds. Just a really quick note on the length of the strap. I've heard that it could change slightly from season to season, between 0.5 inches to sometimes even 2 inches. So if you can try on the item in person, I would definitely recommend doing that. Or if you are getting it pre-loved from an online reseller, definitely ask the reseller to confirm the measurement of the length of the strap. This way you can see whether it will be the right length for your body frame to wear it as a crossbody or a shoulder bag or both. Also, for the weight of the bag, caviar leather tends to be a little bit heavier as compared to calfskin and lambskin. So if my bag is 1.1 pounds, if you have calfskin and lambskin, it will definitely be less than that. Now for the Chanel boy bag, it is in size small, and the length from here, this corner, to this corner here is about 8 inches. And the width from this corner right here, to here is about 3 inches. And the height from here to here is almost 5 inches. And the length of the strap single is about 21 inches. When it is doubled, like so, is about 11 inches. The weight of the bag is about 1.5 pounds, which is about 0.4 pounds heavier than the Chanel mini bag. Before moving on, I want to mention that while the length of the bag is measured as 8 inches long and then 3 inches wide, but because the bag, the actual bag here itself go in a little bit, so if I could measure from the bottom, really from here to here is a little bit over 7 inches, and then from here to here is about 2.5 inches. So let me show you the two bags again so you can see side by side. Excuse me. So here is the front, here is the side, here's the back, here's the bottom. Alright, let's talk about the opening of the bag. The Chanel mini flap is opened by twisting the CC turn lock like this and open like so. And the Chanel boy bag will open by pressing these two side buttons here and lift up like this, and that's how it's opened. And this is not a magnetic closure. I found both locks to be very secured, but I've heard that for the Chanel boy bag, the flap can sometimes pop open by itself. I have not experienced that, At the same time, I also don't carry a lot of things with me on most days. Now let's take a look at the interior of the bag. So inside is one big open compartment. There are two pockets in the bag. One is a zipper pocket and one is a slit pocket. And the lining is leather. For the Chanel boy bag, it is also one big pocket. There's only one pocket in the back, just a slit pocket, and inside lining is fabric. Now onto the pros and cons. Both bags offer a lot of pros. For the Chanel Mini, one of the pros is for sure is versatility. You can wear it 3 different ways: single strap on the shoulder, crossbody, and handheld. You can use it during the day running errands, or a day at the zoo, or wearing it at night going out with friends or attending events. The next pro is how easy it is to open and close the bag with one hand and see everything at a glance. When I'm out and about with my kids, the last thing I want to deal with is to fiddle with my bag when I'm taking things in and out. The last pro is that because the Chanel Mini is so popular, it holds its resale value very well. Switching gear, for the Chanel boy bag, the first pro is also the versatility. Very similar to the Chanel Mini, you can wear it 3 different ways: single strap on the shoulder, double strap on the shoulder, and crossbody. The next pro is the strap. Because it has the leather piece on the strap as opposed to the leather woven chain throughout, it definitely makes the bag very comfortable to wear. It does not dig into the shoulder like the Mini sometimes do. One more thing about the strap, because of the knobs that you can see here, let me show you. So these look like, the strap looks like it's adjustable, and technically it is adjustable, but I don't know if most people actually use that as an adjustable strap. And this is because if you look at this closer, there's not a hole here or a hole there. So even though you can take this off and move it over, there's nothing for you to snap this one into the knob here that you just open up. And because of that, it will be kind of poking out like this. And so I think in practice, I personally will not, use that to shorten or lengthen the strap. But I do like that, because of this knob, I can actually take the whole strap off. So it comes in very handy when I store the bag, because what I will do is to take the strap completely off and store it separately. The final pro is the fabric lining. I know to some people it is a con. To me, it is a pro. This is because it keeps the bag lighter. The bag already have the big metal plate and the metal chain. So if the interior lining is leather, the bag will definitely become very heavy even when it is empty. Now let's talk about the cons. Both bags have quite a few cons. For the Chanel Mini, the first con is availability. Because it is a very popular item, it is usually sold before it hits the sales floor. So it has a very long wait list and it is very hard to get. The next con is the size of the bag. Even though it is generally big enough to fit in all my essentials, it is still a very small bag after all. The last one is price. The Chanel Mini is currently retail for $3,500 before tax in the US. To me, it is very expensive for the size of the bag. For the Chanel boy bag, the first con is the opening of the bag. Because of the flap of the bag goes all the way down to the bottom of the bag, when I open the bag, I cannot do it with one hand like I can on the Chanel Mini flap. And let me show you. So here's the bag. Imagine I'm holding it and I'm trying to open it one hand, but you can see when I open it, it just comes with, because it's all one big piece of leather. And it does not matter whether I have things in it or not. And I think that's because of the heavy metal plate here. And this flap is definitely not flimsy. It is very sturdy, so it definitely has some weight to it, and I think that's maybe why. So for me, I have small children. Anything that requires 2 hands is definitely too much for me. That's why I said it's a con. But if you don't mind the 2-hand operations, this may not be a con for you. And also the leather I have is caviar, and it is generally a little bit stiffer as compared to the calfskin and lambskin. So if you have calfskin or a lambskin leather bag, this may not be applicable to you. The next con is the price. Currently, the small boy bag is retailed for $4,500 before tax. If we say the mini cost a lot for the size, the small boy definitely costs a lot more for its size, $1,000 to be exact. But if you are open to buying pre-loved, you can probably get something between $2,800 to $3,800 depending on the condition, the leather, color, and hardware combination. The final con is that it does not have a back pocket. I wish there's one so I can put in credit card or 2 and ID. This way I don't need to open the bag every time I go pay. Finally, on to the wear and tear. I will start with the structure. Both of my bags are caviar leather. Because that type of leather is a bit sturdier as compared to lambskin and calfskin, it definitely helps maintain the shape of the bag better. Also, because these bags are small, I generally find them hold their shape better as well. So overall, I don't expect I will have major structure issue for either the mini or the boy. But I do want to highlight that because the way the boy bag is closed, the bottom of the bag can potentially be squished over time. And let me show you what I mean by that. So here the bag's still open. When I push it in, see, I'm squishing the bag, kind of like the Gucci Mama bag a little bit. So over time, this may kind of sag and therefore, losing its structure. So what I will do is whenever I close it, I will press these 2 buttons together and just close it like this. This way it will elevate some of the pressure you have on the bag when you're closing the bag. In terms of corners, both of my bags have clean corners, but I will say that the boy bag will probably have higher risk of getting the corners rubbed than the mini. This is because the bottom is still sticking out more like the mini. So let me show you. So here it's definitely sticking out. But then if you look at the mini, it's just smooth corner. So because of that, I think we're likely more prone to rubbing than the minis. With that being said though, both bags do not have feet as you can see here. So if you're sitting the bag down on the table or chair, the bottom here and here will definitely touch the surface, whether it's rough or smooth. But because the boy bag have these edges, they're actually acting like feet to some extent, so it elevated the bag a little bit. As compared to the mini flap, it is just one flat, smooth surface. So to some extent, the mini bag will likely have a little bit more scratch as compared to the Chanel boy bag. The last wear and tear I want to talk about is creases. So let me show you. For the Chanel mini bag, over time as you open and close the bag, you will have creases on the bag. So you can see here, there's some creases on top and creases here. That's just because when you're using it, the leather will soften over time, and as you open and close, it will leave the creases. But when you close it, it's not definitely as prominent, but it is definitely there still. And then for the Chanel boy bag, it had the same thing. This one I have less than a year, so it's still pretty new to me. And so if you look here, open the bag with 2 hands, you can see a little bit of the creases over here and here. Again, I think that as I continue to use the bag it will continue to deepen a little bit and will eventually look like what you saw on the mini I was showing you. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you very much for watching. I will put the modeling shots at the end of this video. Again, I hope you find this video helpful. Feel free to ask any questions you have below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. I will see you in the next video. Bye now.